I would ask you to turn on your mics and your cameras. You can see two signs below my picture. Could you please turn on the mic and turn on the camera so that I can see you and hear you? Hello.
Hello. Hello, Yulia.
Nice to see you. Hello.
Hello, Ola. Hello.
No, I can
Hello,
see
everyone.
I can see only two of us. Everybody else, can you please find the signs of camera and mic below our images and turn them on? Yeah, hello, Mary. You are muted. Can you please turn on your mic? Okay. Hello. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you too.
All right. We are waiting for Svetlana, Yakuba, and Anna, right? Ladies, is it possible to turn on your mic and your camera? If you have any problems, you can type them in our chat, and our technical support will help you. All right, let's just wait for a couple of minutes. Okay, Svetlana, Maria Danilina, is it possible to turn on your camera so you have some problems with this? All right, so in case you feel like turning on your cameras and your mics, please do it during our talk. And I think that we are ready to move on. So first of all, right now, I would ask you to turn your mics off so that we don't have any weird sounds.
Do you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Can you please turn your mic off right now and turn it on later when I ask you to?
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you very much, ladies. There are only ladies today here. All right. So just a quick overview of our talk. So first of all, I'm going to introduce myself briefly and the school I work for. Then I'm going to tell you a bit about the project to which this seminar belongs. And then we're going to take a look at three main questions that we are going to discuss today and that we will be able to answer at the end of our talk. So now I'm going to share my screen. If you can see it, please put plus in our chat. So I can see your pluses. Let's move on. So today we're going to discuss how to teach.
Yulia, I'm sorry. Can you repeat? I missed the question.
I haven't told you the questions yet, so we'll be discussing them a bit later. So you haven't missed anything. No worries.
So what about the plus?
If you can see the presentation right now.
Yes. Yes, I can see. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. So the topic is how to teach grammar in a B1 classroom. So just a quick info about myself. So my name is Julia Bukowska. I'm English and German teacher, content and event manager at Tip Top Language School. I'm also a Crimean Teaching Conference Crook manager and a host of Tip Top Talks interview project on YouTube. Our language school was founded in 1990, which means that we share over 30 years of expertise and experience. We have 32 classrooms and over 2,000 students every year. We also provide the biggest annual Cambridge exam sessions in Crimea, over 200 people every year. And this year we were actually awarded Cambridge Ambassador status, which we are really proud of. Tip Top Language School owns Tip Top Expert Community project for fellow teachers all over Russia. To this project belongs Premium Teaching Conference Krug. We are actually turning 15 years in 2022. And in case you feel that you would like to share your teaching experience, we would be really happy to see you both as a speaker and as a participant. We also have Tip Top Teachers YouTube channel where we share different seminars, public lessons, and other materials for CPD courses for English teachers. This webinar is possible thanks to ELT Residence project founded by Natasha Belousova and Zhenya Bakin. It was a free 6-day course, online course at the beginning of November, and it was free thanks to charity foundation DAR. Natasha and Zhenya are ready to deliver the same course in your city or in your school, but the only problem is funding. So if you feel that you know the person who is ready to sponsor the event, please contact them directly. I mean, Natasha and Zhenya in their social media, or contact me after the presentation, and I will be happy to put you through to them. So that's basically it with the introduction, and now I'd like you to answer 2 short questions. So the first question is, why are you here? What do you expect this webinar to teach you? In what way you think it may be helpful? So please turn on your mics and share your expectations.
I can start. Can
Yeah.
I? Well, I'm here because that is the first time when I'm trying to prepare my students for PET exam. So I have this experience. I didn't have it never before. So that's why I want to know as much as possible. Because for the next December, I'm planning my group, my first PET group. So they will pass the next December. I hope so.
Yeah, we will keep our fingers crossed. Okay, thank you very much. Anybody else? What do you expect from this meeting?
Okay, I can say if no one wants. I'm really here because I feel like I don't have enough experience, enough how to say knowledge, how to give grammar in a way that children, that people, because I have now students who are not children anymore, which is more exciting and more fun. But they obviously need to learn grammar in a different way than children. They need it to be more lively, and I think you can teach me this. This is why I'm here. So.
All right, thank you very much. Yeah, how to keep grammar fun. It's a big question. I guess everybody's trying to answer these. Thank you. Anybody else? Maria, maybe you.
Yes, I can say that now currently I'm self-employed teacher and I teach only online because I'm still on my maternity leave. So I just can't work at any language school, but I used to work before. So I don't work with groups, but I work with students individually. Anyway, they are teenagers, and though they are at A2 level, but I think that I believe that any knowledge can come in handy and may be helpful. And as teachers, we usually compile lessons using different resources, different books, and different information, different techniques, so we can moderate them according to our students' level and so on. So I just want to know how to teach grammar in a maybe funnier way. Yes, because usually students are very reluctant to do grammar exercises because they find them really, I don't know, kind of frustrating them. Yes, it's a really big question how to teach grammar in a funny way.
Yeah, thank you very much. I hope that I will be able at least partially to answer this question. And yeah, you mentioned like A2 students. I guess the ideas that we're going to consider today will be suitable for like many levels, A2, B1, B2, like it doesn't really matter. All right, thank you. Anybody else? Oля, Patochka, maybe you. All right. Okay, so just no more expectations here. Let's move on. Here are three main questions that we will be trying to answer during this talk. The first and the foremost, what do we teach when we teach grammar? The second one, what are the ways of teaching grammar? And basically, what are the stages of a grammar lesson? Well, within the framework of a communicative approach. So, and now, ladies, again, I would like you to think, what do you teach when you teach grammar? So please don't be shy. Turn on your cameras, turn on your mics. It's a nice way to communicate all together. When we brainstorm something, the new ideas come up.
I personally think that when we teach grammar, we don't teach like grammar, we teach culture. Because for me, grammar is super, super curious, especially when we touch the aspects of, for example, when we are irritated, we can use present continuous. I think this is more about culture, and we actually may do it more curious. Because this is, I always tell my students, this is not how they use language, this is how you can use your language.
Very nice, thank you. So basically we teach, I would say, the way of thinking, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Any other ideas? Like, let's think of our grammar lessons. What do you normally deliver at this lesson?
Hello, ladies. May I answer without a camera? Because
sure.
Yeah, well, I believe when we teach grammar, we teach functions of the language, like functions. What do we want them to deliver? Yes, whether we want them to speak about present, past, and what this phase. Yes, this I don't know, peculiarities. So this is what we pay attention to. When and why to use this or that structure.
Yeah, so the communicative situation, basically. Thank you. Anybody else? Any other options? Probably something very, very small, you know, like, I don't know, when I teach grammar, I teach tenses, for example, something like that.
If we talk in terms of communicative approach, of course, we give grammar structure in some context.
Mm-hmm.
We don't give it separately. So we give it in some context. We create this context. Then we focus on when we use it, how we use it, form, meaning, and so on. And so, I mean, that the main purpose is to interact. Yeah. So we teach grammar so that students can use it to interact with other students, with other people, and to get the message across to somebody.
Yeah,
totally. So the main purpose is communication again.
Yeah, thank you very much. So if to sum up, we teach when we teach grammar, we normally teach tenses, verb forms, different structures such as reported speech, reporting questions. We teach modal verbs. We teach different various clauses, different comparatives, superlatives, and all other structures. And if to categorize, if to make up three groups, what these three groups will be. You have mentioned functions. That's good. What else do we teach? So you can see different ideas on the screen.
Structures, Julia, structures.
Yeah, structures, and the third one?
No.
The third one is tenses, basically. So let's start with the structures. Can you please give me an example of structure? Just any example that comes to your mind. Anything.
There are the most simple is one of the most simple.
No, nice.
Is it a structure? No? Or is it tense?
Oh, it's a structure, but it's not an example. Can you please try to make an example?
You mean the whole
There
sentence?
are many teachers.
Ah.
There are many teachers in our webinar. Huh?
Yeah, absolutely. Very nice. I have this one here. He has had his car repaired. It's also a structure, yeah? All right, the next one is like we teach functions. Can you give me an example? Just anything.
Well, to express a habit, yeah. So I usually, I don't know, whatever. Yes, to express some thinking. I usually go to school on Mondays. Is it a function?
On Mondays, yeah, very nice. It's a function. Or I have another example, like our new strategy proves to be more effective than previous. So yeah, like we compare stuff.
Yeah.
All right. And the last one, tenses, I guess the easiest. Any example?
We will have become really motivated after this webinar.
I think so. Oh, like she was watering her plants when the doorbell rang. Yeah, okay, thank you. So what is important here? That examples are not the same as formulae, yeah? And you have probably felt this. What comes first, ladies? Do we first show the example and then the formulae, or vice versa?
I tend to show first in examples, and then we find the coincidence with the formula. So this is how I approach it. I don't know, maybe it's not correct.
Oh, like there is no correct or incorrect ways here. It's just up to you to decide. What do you think, ladies? What do you choose?
I agree that we first give example because it gives the context. Because give the structure itself, I think it's not meaningful without any context. It's not understandable how to use it.
Yeah, totally. Thank you. Any other ideas? Yeah, basically, I personally agree that example gives a bit more understanding of the communicative situation, and then we move on to formula. All right, thank you. So we have kind of agreed on what we teach. Now let's think of how we do this. So what are the ways of teaching grammar? There are basically like two of them.
Grammatical translating, is it possible to say translating from grammar, something like that? No,
I guess you're talking about approaches rather than ways. Yeah, like try to think more general.
Maybe then we can teach skills or systems.
Nice, yeah. But well, when we speak about grammar, I'm not sure that we basically teach skills.
Yes, we teach systems more.
Yeah. Okay, so there are two main ways of teaching grammar: inductive and deductive. Do you ladies happen to know the difference?
We only remember Sherlock Holmes, perhaps, who used deductive method.
All right. Sorry, I
from the something particular to something more common, more general, right?
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, let's look. Let's take a closer look. Yeah, when we speak about inductive teaching, we give implicit grammar rules. What does it mean? Does it mean that I explain to my students, like this is, for example, past simple, and these are the situations when you have to use it? Or do I let them figure the rules themselves?
I think it's when you present the grammar first. Like, this is past simple. People use it this way.
Not quite. This is actually deductive way of teaching grammar. And when we speak of inductive teaching, we let our students figure out the rules themselves. For example, we give them like modal sentences, we give them context, and then they somehow derive the idea of using this or that rule from the context. What are the ways of presenting grammar? What do you think? How do you usually present grammar?
Well, we usually have a dialogue, for example, where this grammar is being used. Yes, so a context again. In our course books, we have usually a dialogue or a video with the question for gist, yes, to understanding something, and then we try to see these peculiarities, these little details. So from the dialogue, from the text.
So basically, you're talking about like reading or listening input, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
Any other ways of presenting grammar if you don't have a text? So basically, you can use anything. You can use visuals, yeah, different pictures, like some story, yeah, and they somehow have to derive this grammar. You can use realia. For example, if you teach comparatives and superlatives, you can bring, I don't know, like 3 different cars, yeah, and ask students to compare them. And what Ola has mentioned, like reading and listening input. When we talk about deductive way of teaching grammar, we provide our students with explicit grammar rules. That's what Irina was talking about, yeah? That when we show them the sentence and we say like, this is how people use past simple, yeah? All right, so now I'd like you to take 3 minutes and think of 2 pluses and 2 minuses of each of the approaches. Just like take 2 minutes, maybe jot down some ideas on the paper, and in 2 minutes we're gonna discuss it. So dear participants who work without camera and without mic, I would really appreciate if you turn the both on and we can communicate. I see the message in the chat that one of the participants has some technical problems. Yeah, you can text your answers in the chat if you feel that is your...
It seems to me that I managed the problem, so now I can see and hear you pretty
Very
good.
nice. Very nice.
Yulia, it's weird. I tried to open it from a mobile phone, smartphone, and I didn't see and didn't hear you. So that's why I was late. So that's interesting that click meeting on mobile phone doesn't work well. Does it work well there?
No, for me it was just quite vice versa, because I couldn't participate while turning the computer on. But with my mobile phone, it works okay.
Okay, ladies, thank you for your feedback on technical issues. We will take it into consideration.
Okay, later.
Could you please work on
Sorry.
on minuses and pluses?
Of inductive and deductive ways of teaching.
Yeah, like 2 minuses and 2 pluses for both. One minute left. All right. So, dear colleagues, do you feel that you are ready to share your ideas? Nice. So let's start with inductive way. What are the pluses of teaching grammar inductively?
Maybe we can develop students' autonomy.
Very nice. Yeah.
Yes, students' independent learning, develop independent learning, and maybe activate some schematic knowledge, some previous knowledge.
Right. So could you please explain a bit what activating a schemata is? To make sure.
I mean, maybe some of the students have already come across maybe particular grammar structure, something else, and can maybe like kind of confer meaning. Yes, kind of derive this meaning, and maybe it can be helpful for other students, something like that.
Yeah, totally. And why else is activating schemata like important? It basically helps to personalize learning, like to generate more interest to the topic.
Yes, yes, they will be more motivated, yes, because they can use their personal experience, if we can say so, personal experience of learning.
Thank you very much. Any other ideas as for inductive learning?
Well, I believe that in inductive way of learning, we give them that context, and we give them examples. We set an example where and how to use well, not even how, where. And in what situations to use this or that structure. So it gives them an idea and a good model, yes? And I believe it's more natural, really, because this is how we learn grammar sometimes, yes? From like learning even our Russian, yes, native language. This is how our parents teach us, that's correct and that's not correct. So we try to find this in the context, in the situation.
Great, thank you. What about pluses of deductive way of teaching and deductive way of learning?
Maybe students feel more confident because they feel like they are guided through the process, because we give explicit grammar rules, we explain. Maybe some of the students, maybe some of students that feel unconfident at all, they can feel more confident in deductive.
Okay, yeah, definitely. Thank you. Any other ideas?
Can I add something? So I think that inductive way is really good for little kids, because we shouldn't explain them the grammar rules. They won't understand it anyway. And what about deductive? From my experience, I suppose that it is a good way of teaching students who have can I say so, mathematical way of thinking.
Absolutely, yes.
Because I can see it on my son. That is absolutely his about him. Yes, that's what I wanted to say.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you. And one more important plus when it comes to deductive way of teaching, it avoids facilitization of the mistakes. Yeah, so we can correct the mistakes, and we can avoid the repetition of them. It's also important. I see some answers in the chat. The deductive approach goes straightforwardly to the point and can therefore be time saving. Yeah, definitely. It's an important point at high levels. Thank you very much, Anna. All right, let's talk about minuses. What are the minuses of inductive approach?
We can't avoid mistakes.
Yeah, true. Anything else?
And maybe for some students, they can have some difficulty with the task, yeah, and it can put them off the task. The difficulty can put them off the task of the lesson of the grammar itself.
Yeah, absolutely. Any other ideas?
Usually it's not really for some students, which Ola said, who have mathematical way of thinking, yes, it's not really clear what to do and how to do it. So sometimes we have to think that our class, our students are really different, yes, and we have to find an approach to everyone. That's why sometimes inductive way of teaching grammar shows that they don't know really, they can't see that structure sometimes, yes, in this huge context. So sometimes it's worth giving them.
Yeah,
and also I suppose that it takes much more time to understand and to remember these structures for these types of students. And
Yeah.
maybe not only for these four. So you should drill more and more and more when you use inductive way. And when you use deductive way, it seems that it can save some time.
Yeah,
If they understand the structure from itself, from the beginning, they can use it, and it will last longer in their memories.
Totally, thank you. And yeah, to sum up, like it's kind of in our culture of education, you know, a lot of Russian people expect to be taught, you know, deductive explicitly. Yeah, we expect the teacher to give us explicit grammar rules just to check if we are on the right way. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. What about the minuses of deductive teaching and deductive learning?
May I say, I don't agree that sometimes it's more time consuming. I don't agree, by the way, with the inductive is more time consuming. I think sometimes deductive way is more time consuming because we drill and drill and drill and drill and drill, and there is no context. Sorry. And you know, I had great examples of students who were not taught. Colleagues, attention, they were not taught. I didn't give them present perfect tense, and they took it as natural, something natural. And when we eventually came to the present perfect tense, and they saw it, they said, oh, really? This is what we were using for a long time. So in deductive way of teaching, I believe we spend more time. It's more time consuming for us because it's not understandable when to use it. It's not natural.
All right, thank you for your comment. We are not trying to find the best way here, yeah, because both of them are equally effective, yeah, so to say. The idea is to choose something that you feel is more effective with your students. Yeah, so like back to my question, what are the minuses of teaching grammar deductively?
No context.
Yeah, no context, great. Anything else?
Little. Yes, no little context.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And what somebody has already mentioned, yeah, sometimes students feel intimidated by all this terminology, by all these rules that they have to learn and understand somehow, and that's why when we say like today we are gonna look into grammar, they like boo, yeah, they feel bored already. Yeah, so these are two main minuses. All right, thank you very much, ladies. And now I would ask you to take off your teacher's socks or whatever you have and imagine that you are students. I'm going to give you a very short demo lesson. It's actually going to be only the presentation stage of the lesson. And after that, I will ask you to reconstruct all the micro stages of presentation that we have been through. All right?
Okay.
Yeah, so now imagine that you are like B1 students and you are doing your best at the grammar lesson. All right, so let's look at the picture. What can you see?
Couple who is watching TV in the evening and having a rest.
Yeah, absolutely. What are their names? Ir.
Their names are Jack and Sarah.
Yeah, okay. They are Jack and Sarah. Good. How do they feel?
They look tired, exhausted.
Yeah, absolutely. That's because they have a really, really tiring
Tough
job.
day. Yeah. Okay.
And by the end of the day, they're normally like worn out. Well, because of their job, they earn a great deal of money. They actually have money to burn. But they don't trust banks, you know, and they prefer to keep all their money at home. Yeah. So let's sum up again. So what are they doing in this picture?
Like having a rest and watching TV?
Yeah, watching TV. So Jack and Sarah are watching TV. Are they doing it now?
Oh, as we can see, it happened yesterday.
Yeah, absolutely. So can you please make a sentence? Yesterday evening? Yeah.
Yesterday evening, they were watching TV.
Absolutely. Yesterday evening, Jack and Sarah were watching TV. Great. Oh my God.
Oh,
Can you look at the picture? Yeah.
A burglar.
Yeah, absolutely. A burglar. Or like, why is he breaking in the house?
Because they don't trust banks.
Absolutely, and everybody knows that they keep a lot of money at home. Yeah. Okay. So, when did it happen? Like, when did the robber break in?
The robber broke in yesterday evening.
Yeah, absolutely. And what were Jack and Sarah doing at this moment?
A burglar broke in when they were watching TV.
Absolutely. So let's say this once again. Yesterday evening, Jack and Sarah, help me.
Were watching TV.
When?
When the burglar broke in their house.
Yeah, very nice. So, Ir, when were Jack and Sarah watching TV?
Jack and Sarah were watching TV yesterday evening.
Yeah, very nice. Thank you. Oля Polupanova, what else happened yesterday evening?
A burglar broke into the house.
Yeah, very nice. Thank you. Oля Patochka, which action started first?
Firstly, Jack and Sarah came home and started watching TV.
Yeah, so they were watching TV.
We're watching TV, yeah.
Thank you. Ola Landa, which action lasted longer?
Watching TV.
Absolutely. So let's try to make the sentence once again. Yesterday evening,
Jack and Sarah were watching TV when the burglar broke into their house.
Very nice. So yesterday evening, Jack and Sarah were watching TV when a robber broke in. Let's repeat all together.
Yesterday evening, Jack and Sarah
were watching TV when a robber broke in.
Good. Once again.
Yesterday evening, Jack and Sarah were watching TV when a robber broke in.
Thank you. Maria, could you repeat, please, the sentence?
Yesterday evening, Jack and Sarah were watching TV when the robber broke in.
Thank you very much. Oля Patochka.
Yesterday evening, Jack and Sarah were watching TV when the robber broke in.
Thank you. Ira Kazitskaya.
Yesterday evening, Jack and Sarah were watching TV when a robber broke in.
Very nice, thank you. So, could you please take a closer look at the sentence? Were watching TV. What tense do we use to say this?
Past continuous.
Yeah, absolutely. This is past continuous. What two elements do I need to put a verb into a past continuous form?
You need a verb to be plus
ing ending.
Okay, should I just take like am is are or
no in the past?
Past simple of auxiliary verb to be and ing form of the
main verb.
Of the main verb, yes.
Yeah. Look here, please. Look here. Why I have was and were? How can I choose?
It depends on whether one person was doing the action or a lot of them.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. And like I have already gave you the answer here. So, but when we speak about the second action, when the robber broke in, we use like past simple, right? How can I put a verb into past simple form? How can I do this?
You can add ending ed for regular verbs and second column of the regular verbs. Yes.
Absolutely. Thank you. Well, tell me, please. How do I know if it's a regular or irregular verb? How can I check?
You should learn the list of irregular verbs first.
Yeah, very nice. So I can consult the list of irregular verbs. Thank you.
Can I be a faster student? I can't learn this irregular verb list. What shall I do?
You should learn it better.
Oh my God, it's impossible. There are 300 of them, and even more.
But
you should listen to irregular verbs rap.
You can divide it. Or you can divide it into groups and learn how they pronounce like.
All right, thank you. I will.
All right. Thank you very much, ladies. So that's basically it. we have ended up with the presentation. Now, without any comments, I will show you these 2 slides again, step by step, and then give you 5 minutes to reconstruct the stages. Okay?
Mhm.
So now you have 5 minutes, and you are supposed to come up with 6, 7 microstages of presentation that we have been through.
Mhm.
You have 3 minutes left. One minute, and we are ready to check. Okay, ladies, do you feel that you need a bit more time, or can we discuss? Okay, I guess like 30 seconds more.
I'm ready.
Good.
I'm ready.
Great, thank you very much. So, what did we do first?
We introduced grammar material.
Did we?
It wasn't grammar material, just picture
Just present
introduction.
the visual.
Yeah, introduced visual, yeah, and if you think a bit broader, what did we do with the help of these visuals?
Like context. Like,
Give context.
yeah, give context.
Absolutely, we set the context. Very nice. What came next?
We ask some specifying questions about a picture, like contextualize the situation.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's all about the context, yeah, like contextualizing the situation, setting the context. What happened next?
We
Next
provided
we
a change in that context.
Okay.
Sorry,
We added something new. We provided a change in the context.
Yes, we said
Yes.
we added a single step event. We can see.
absolutely. Thank you. What happened next?
Then we model a sentence.
No, we ask the questions.
Ask again. Yes,
Yeah.
ask the question about.
Actually, Maria is right. So I elicited the target language from you. You formulated the sentence, right? Orally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then I asked some questions. What kind of questions I asked?
You try to show us the difference between lengths of two tenses.
So to compare,
that-
yes. Ask students to compare these two.
Yeah, very nice. What do we call these questions?
Specifying, no?
So it's concept checking questions.
Concept.
Were they concept checking or concept building questions?
Concept building.
Yeah, absolutely. Basically, they are the same, but we normally ask concept checking questions when we are sure that like concept has already been built. But here we were just creating it. Okay, thank you. What happened next after concept building questions?
You provided a structure, a sentence with it. You elicited the sentence with the structures, and you have given it like we saw it.
Absolutely. What happened next?
We drill the structure, maybe.
Yeah, very nice. What two types of drill did we use?
Choral and individual.
Very nice. Why did we start with the choral and then moved on to the individual drill?
Build confidence.
Yes, they feel more confident when they drill chorally.
If you deliver private lessons, how can you substitute this choral drill stage? What can you do?
Sing together.
Yes, together with your student.
Absolutely, yeah. All right. So then we had like choral drills and individual drill. What happened next?
Well, we try to analyze the structures. What would happen if the person would change? What would happen if it was why were not war? So we were analyzing the inner part of the structure.
Maybe we focused on meaning, form, and pronunciation. Pronunciation in drilling.
Yeah. So, but we have already done this, and
We
now
explain-
we have the model sentence on the board or on the slide. Yeah. And then we basically focus on what?
Explaining the connection between these two grammar structures.
Yeah, so we focus on form and different like variations of this form if needed. So
Form, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So if you were real students, we would make like negative form, interrogative form, and so on. So yeah, here are these 7 microstages. First of all, we set the context. So both pictures are about context, actually. You can like add some more microstages, but like this one, I have the general one. Then you elicit target language. Then you ask CBQs, like concept building questions. Then we model the pronunciation. I did it first, yeah. Then we do the drill. First choral drill, then individual drill. Then we re-elicited the model sentence and jotted it down on the board. And then we analyzed the form. Natasha Belosova has coined a very nice term named cow, which actually shows the sequence of stages, yeah? First context, then concept, then oral form, then written form. So tell me, please, why do we have oral form first?
Speak them. This is the forms of productive skills, but first we usually pronounce and say what we want, right?
It's natural, very good. Why else? Any other ideas?
Maybe if we talk in terms of communicative approach, it is more, not more, but yes, it's more important, maybe, oral form, because they communicate orally. No, of course, not only orally, but most of the time.
Well, yeah, it makes sense. Thank you. Any other ideas? Very simple reason, I guess.
To be sure what to write.
Does oral form make you feel sure?
Well, you pronounce first. No, I don't know. You pronounce first what you are going to write. No, I would feel more confident when I know what to write.
Okay, let it be. Well, basically, the very moment you see the sentence written somewhere, you start reading. You stop focusing on like pronunciation and all the stuff. You try to read what you see. Yeah. That's why we have oral first and then written. And of course, like as Ola has already mentioned, it's more natural. Well, let's think what we would have after that if it was a real lesson. We have discussed like only presentation stage. What comes next?
Practice.
Absolutely. What kind of practice will we have?
First, controlled.
Yeah, what can you give examples, ladies? What are examples of controlled practice exercises? What can they do?
Any drilling.
It just specify what types of exercises can be used for drill.
Multiple choice, right? What else?
Yeah,
maybe open the brackets.
Yeah, open the brackets.
Not filling the gaps, but of course not filling the gaps. No, open the brackets.
Yeah.
Make the words put the right words in the right order. So jumble sentence.
Good. Anything else?
Like test form. Like what is 3 options? No, it's like multiple choice. Yes, no. Okay.
Yeah, like correct the mistakes. Yeah.
Yeah, correct mistakes.
In the sentences. Great. And what comes next after controlled practice?
Freer practice.
Controlled.
Freer practice is actually what?
Individual practice.
Not in terms of stage.
It's actually production.
Production, yes.
Production, yes.
Totally, yeah. Can you please now take 2 minutes and think of 2 production exercises for this very lesson? So just 2 minutes for you to think, and then we discuss.
Okay.
One minute left. All right, ladies, do you feel that you need a bit more time, or we can check?
Yes, maybe we will have more if we share the ideas.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Who would like to be the first?
I can.
Okay, Ira, you're welcome.
All right, so my two ideas is making a story. If you have a group of students, you can make up a story one by one. One adds, for example, if we are learning the connection and connection between two tenses, past continuous and past simple, you can make up a story one by one, adding new information. And also, I think the game Deductive, what were you doing yesterday at this time? It is also a nice idea.
That's super. Thank you very much. All right. Anybody else?
Okay, we can change the circumstances of the story, and we can ask them what else happened while these guys were watching TV, and you can give them some ideas, but they can write many more. So the burglar broke into the house, something exploded, the earth, and so on and so forth. Yes, we can also have a sort of a chain story, so we can like go sentence by sentence, pulling out some action verbs out of the bag and continuing. So yesterday evening, they were watching, Sarah and Jack were watching TV while the burglar broke into the house. Next, while the burglar was doing something into the house, and the next verb, what happened? What happened while he was burgling the house? So a chain story.
Okay, thank you very much. Any other ideas?
I don't know whether am I right or not. Maybe you can use like find someone who in the classroom, like find someone who was watching TV yesterday when something happened, or find someone who was sleeping yesterday while again something had happened. Okay, so this.
So basically some kind of bingo, yeah?
Yeah.
Very nice. Thank you. Anybody else?
I have this idea. So you can ask your students before the lesson starts to spot your classmates. For example, you can give the beginning of the sentences like what was one of your classmates doing when then the examples. So the teacher started the lesson when a last student came into the class, so something like that. And then in the end, when they read the sentence, they should not say the names. They just say, for example, when the teacher started the lesson, one of the students was playing his mobile phone under the desk. So who was it? Try to guess, something like that.
Great, thank you. Maria, would you like to share your ideas?
I just came up with the chain story also, but it was already mentioned. Maybe just describe another picture, like the same like we did with this one, just another picture, and we start describing. We can do it open class, or maybe first in pairs, then they share the ideas and we check open class, for example. Using the modal sentence, when someone did something and we're doing that something.
Yeah, totally. All right, thank you very much. So basically, I can see some answers in our chat. Role plays, absolutely. Role play is a great idea. And spot the differences. Yeah, actually, it's also possible. Thank you very much. Do we have anything else? No? That's it. Okay, thank you. So basically, that's it, ladies. Thank you for being so nice today and taking part in the webinar actively. I would like to wind our meeting up with the phrase that Natasha said during the ELT residence. Don't teach your learners rules, teach them reasons. And I think that it's a very nice approach to teaching in general, like explain why we should use this or that form here and not like just prescribe the rules. So I will be happy to answer any questions in case you have them.
I don't have questions, Yulia. Thank you very much. That was really useful. That was something to think about. Yeah.
Thank you for your active participation.
Sorry for my active participation. I was interrupting people.
Thank you, Yulia. That was like a smell of fresh air, an inspiration for me because I'm not, now I'm on the stage of learning B1 students, and it is really helpful for me. Thank you. I know now what to do, how to do it.
Thank you too for participating. I'm happy that it was useful. Thank you.
Yeah, I think it was very useful. Of
Thank
much.
you too. Thank you. Have a nice day.
Have a nice day.
Yeah. All
Thank
right.
you.
Yeah.
Thank
Welcome.
you.
Thank you
It
so
was really
much.
pleasure to see
Thank
you.
you so much.
Thank you for your comments. I can see that some people are typing. So, well, in case you are interested in ELT residence project, you may always contact Natasha Belousova and Jenja Bakin in their social nets. Yeah, thank you. Have a nice Sunday too. Well, all right, ladies. Thanks a lot. It was a pleasure to have you. Have a nice day. Have a nice day off.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you, Yulia.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Bye.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye, everyone.
Bye.